When the lamp gets broken, he says to his wife, "You were always jealous of this lamp."
That was what I was thinking too. And she breaks down and is like, "It's an ugly lamp," like a full on.
Welcome to Holiday Film Countdown. I'm Jamie Walter, and today we are going to Homan, Indiana.
That's right. This film is A Christmas Story, our 5th ranked holiday film. Hello, I'm Tim Walter. Welcome to the top 5. And while you're here, don't shoot your eye out.
Our first guest is Katie Moore. Hello, Katie. Please let us know what you're drinking and give us a quick thought on A Christmas Story.
Hi, Tim and Jamie. I'm really excited to be here. And
Great.
I am drinking Beach Break Coastal Cannabis, a sparkling THC drink in the flavor peach mango. If I was on a commercial, that's what it would sound like.
I like it.
Quick thought on the movie. My favorite movies as a kid were the ones that I remember seeing as a kid.
Of course.
So this was the first Christmas movie that I remember ever seeing. So therefore, it's the one that has stuck with me the most. Same thing with the Goonies. Same kind of thing of like, I just remember watching that one.
Right.
All right. And our other guest is Frank Netscher. Hi, Frank. What are you drinking, and what's your initial thought on the film?
I am drinking Fair coffee, and my initial thought on the film, I don't know. I loved it. It was super fun. I am not as familiar with Christmas movies or A Christmas Story as I think the rest of the world is. So I really enjoyed it. It is my second time seeing it, but I came to it as an adult, and the first time didn't hit. Second time, it hit. And I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am joining Katie, and I'm also drinking a Beach Break peach mango, and it's very yummy. It's my first time having it. And it is from Houston, straight out of Houston, a Texas local, like Frank and myself. And my quick thought on the film is that it never disappoints. I like it.
All right. And I am drinking a Shiner Bock today. And this film is ranked at number 5 because it acts as a bridge between the first wave of 40s holiday classics and our modern era favorites, which began to emerge just after this film.
Yeah, A Christmas Story was released in 1983 and is based on the book In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash. I didn't really realize that was a book, but I've seen the slogan.
I've seen the sign, yeah.
Yeah, me too. That book was written by Gene Shepard in 1966. This film was directed by Bob Clark.
Yeah, in addition to directing, Bob Clark worked alongside Lee Brown on the screenplay adaptation of Gene Shepard's book for the screenplay, which became this movie, A Christmas Story. Born in New Orleans, shout out my hometown,
Yep.
Bob Clark also co-wrote and directed the early 80s mega hit Porky's. And maybe someday we'll do a teen film countdown. Another prominent Bob Clark directorial credit is 1974's Black Christmas. And it was an honorable mention in this holiday film countdown. But it's truly a horror film. That's why it was an honorable mention. And it will make our horror film countdown one day, but that is a daunting genre. So many movies to choose from. Very passionate and opinionated fans, and it might have to be 100 or more films. A Christmas Story spawned a trio of sequels, and we've already covered the best one of the 3, A Christmas Story Christmas, which was at number 45 in this countdown. And that one actually has the original cast, the ones that are still alive. This movie was filmed in and around Toronto, with some scenes shot in Cleveland, and that yellow Parker house is in Cleveland, still there, and you can visit it today, by the way. A Christmas Story stars Peter Billingsley, with featured roles by Melinda Dillon and Darren McGavin. We'll discuss the characters and actors later in depth.
So, Katie, you mentioned that this was the first Christmas film that you remember seeing. So we know that's your history. So about how many times do you think you've seen this?
My goodness. You know, this is one of those movies that was on like TNT
Yeah.
every year, multiple times a year. And I feel like I've seen parts of it a million times. I mean, sitting down and watching the whole thing, I was like, wow, I'm remembering this, but in like a completely different order. Like, I thought the licking the pole thing was later in the movie, and it was kind of like in the first part. So I would say, all told, at least 10 times all the way through.
Gotcha.
All right. And Frank, you mentioned your history. This is your second time.
Yeah.
Does it remind you of any other films that you can think of?
Oh, I mean, so many. I mean, it's like it's a period piece. So like it's like any World War II-y type of thing. Honestly, the thing it reminded me the most of was Prairie Home Companion, which I listened to constantly growing up.
With the radio action?
Yeah, yeah. Very Midwestern, very
Oh, yeah.
narrative, very like everybody seems very Scandinavian somehow.
Yeah, it could not have been more Midwestern.
Yeah.
It was like a Norman Rockwell painting brought to life.
True. Okay, my history, I really don't know how many times I've seen it. I've seen it a lot, though. I'm like Katie, it was always on playing that loop on Christmas Day. We seem to at least watch it 3 times on Christmas Day, which we have Christmas at our house, so it's usually on. If I had to guess, I don't know, I want to say like 8 maybe? That's my guess.
Yeah, same here. I saw it a bit on TV in the maybe mid to late 80s, and I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
And then it went away, and I was kind of curious about it. But again, I didn't know the name. I didn't know how to find it. And then it just started to emerge in the 90s. And so it is on in the background some Christmas days, like, not every year, but it'll be there at least part of the day. And you'll catch bits and piece it together. Kind of like Katie said, you don't know the order of the scenes, but it's really a series of little vignettes, right? Scene by scene. And so, but this one did, like I said earlier, bring holiday movies back to the forefront, I feel.
Yeah. Okay, let's check out the trailer.
MGM presents A Christmas Story. The movie that sends up Santa Claus. A Christmas Story, rated PG. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
Wow, it's a long one.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Is I do remember that trailer.
Do you really?
Yeah, I remember that slide part
Oh, going down the slide.
sticking out to me, and I was like, that is something I will never relate to, but everybody around me is relating. They're like, they're really getting it. And I kind of assumed it was like kind of a more physical movie than it was, you know? Like I always assumed it was like a Home Alone or something, like people were getting hit in the head. And,
A little more,
yeah.
a little slapsticky.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that stood out to me is something about the font, the way it says A Christmas Story at the very end, just the way that it's written. It's just kind of like, it just reminds me of like Christmas in the 80s. So I don't know, but when I think of the movie, I guess just as a kid, I was really into that licking the flagpole thing. And that's not even in the trailer.
True.
Yeah, I noticed that the background music was different in the trailer. That song in that form did not play in the movie. So they made it a little more peppy because it is somewhat, wouldn't say somber, but grayish.
Yeah.
Got that heavy sky feel to it.
And everyone's wearing brown. A lot of brown, a lot of gray, a lot of muted red.
They also
Yeah.
definitely like looped the laughing and sped it up and sped up all the running around and stuff like that, which is, now that I think about it, probably why I thought it was super slapsticky instead of what it wound up being.
Yeah, I liked how it started off with into the Christmas spirit, and then you hear the dad yelling, and it's crazy and hectic. And, sometimes that is the Christmas
Sure.
that we experience, at least part of the time. But no, I think it's good, and it would make me want to see it. I don't remember seeing the trailers, but I think if I saw it, I would think it looked funny. And maybe as a kid, as a little kid, I would have been scared of that slide scene. But as an older child, like a teenager, it kind of looked fun.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a ride, a free ride.
When I think about this movie, it's never a movie you see in the theater. It's always on TV. Like,
Oh, yeah.
thinking about it, seeing it in the theater just doesn't sound right. It's got to be on TNT.
Sitting at home on the sofa.
All right, well, let's go inside the numbers. As mentioned, A Christmas Story was released in 1983. This film cost $3 million to make and grossed around $21 million at the box office. So that's a net profit of around $18 million. So not high in absolute dollars, but when you reach more than 5 times your investment, that's a good project. And here are more numbers. 3, which is the number of people who told Ralphie, "You'll shoot your eye out." His mother, his teacher, and Santa Claus. 24, this is how many times the Turner Cable Network show this film in their annual marathon. 12 times each on TBS and TNT. 29, which is the number of years between 1954 and 1983, which is a huge gap in the chronology of our countdown. We went all the way from White Christmas in 1954 to this film in 1983 without another entry in the countdown. The world was just in a different place. That's Vietnam era. We were not so Norman Rockwell. We were making stop motion Rudolph and such, what is it, Rankin Bass specials.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were making those. So, and we were making Black Christmas, a 1974 horror film, but we weren't really going for this down-home family feel at that time. And our next number is 72, as in $72. That is the international box office for this film. I don't understand it, but that's what, if you go to my source, thenumbers.com, that's what it shows. So it means like a dozen people at a micro cinema in London or Dublin or wherever watch this film. And our final number is 80, which is the approximate number of punches landed by Ralphie on Scott Farkas. 40 were shown and another 40 were heard. Plus he had about 15 headbangs at the end. And finally, A Christmas Story has a score of 3.6 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and we'll all give our own reviews and scores later on. So anything on the numbers strike you?
Well, I will confess that I took tallies on how many times you'll shoot your eye out. Was said 3 people collectively said it 10 times.
All right, thank you.
There you go. Another
like the
numbers
research.
person.
Live in real time research there.
Yep.
Yeah, I did something equally nerdy. I also was curious how much it cost and looked up the 3.3 million and then put it in the inflation calculator. It's like 10.7 million in today's dollars, 2025.
Still a bargain.
Still a bargain. Incredible. And that was really, really impressive. But I'm also kind of shocked because the sets seemed pretty static, pretty reusable. It's not like Jurassic Park or something, you know?
Right.
Okay. Any other thoughts on the numbers?
I'm looking at how many times the Turner Cable Network showed this film in their annual marathon. 24. Is that annually?
Annually.
Annually.
So they run it for 24 hours, alternating hours on both networks. So if you miss the beginning on one, you can flip to the other and so forth.
Okay.
So 12 each.
All right. Very thoughtfully designed.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Ted.
Working together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about how it gets us into the holiday spirit. I did notice right away there were carolers at the very beginning. It's questionable if they were good ones or not. But nevertheless, they were there. And then there were also some, I don't know if you call them carolers, I guess so, in the parade. You know, when they're watching the parade?
I caught them too.
Yeah. But that was only 2 times that I saw it. They weren't really at their houses. They were more just out in the, I don't know if it was a town square or where it was. But
They were around a burning barrel, which is like
Burning barrel,
a thing
that's right.
that I'm always so curious about if that ever actually happened as like a Gulf coaster my whole life. It's so confusing to me.
and why did they have that? Just to stay warm?
Yeah, right? Is it warmth?
I don't
And
know.
If so,
Or are they burning trash?
right, yeah.
That just makes me think of like a Hooverville.
Yeah, exactly.
This movie didn't really have a Hooverville vibe. But I wonder, I don't remember when Hoover was president.
I think
The
the late
30s.
20s.
Yeah, 20s, yeah. Great Depression.
Have you ever seen The Fisher King, the movie?
No.
I know the name.
Okay, they have a barrel in there. But anyway.
Rocky also.
Yeah. There's a few.
So going back to the parade, to my recollection, this is our second and only other parade film. We had a parade in Jingle All the Way. That's the only other one I could come up with.
Okay.
What else? Trees? How we think of the trees?
Trees. As far as my personal aesthetic for Christmas trees, I don't think I could ever commit to those like tinsel, like the dripping tinsel, mostly because I just think about how much vacuuming you would have to do. So, but I like that kind of older style of tree where the trees are kind of fat and they've got the colored bulbs on them. I remember that from the living room. Yeah. And then I did admire the Christmas tree in the department store. It just seems like a mess.
Yeah, extremely relatable to try really hard to straighten one part of the tree and not get
star.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just be like, good enough.
Yeah, the tinsel was true to the 40s because our other 40s films have tinsel. And there was a tree in the classroom, which I thought was cool.
Oh, yeah, in the back.
I like that.
Yeah.
Big classroom there.
Yeah.
Many years ago, I always had a tree in my classroom. Not anymore,
Well,
but I used to.
How do we feel they decorated the town square?
I love the shop window.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never lived in a place that really had those. You know, you hear about them in New York City and just like,
Chicago.
yeah, the really epic window. So I always appreciated that. I think that's something I always wanted to see as a kid, but never did. So
I thought it was interesting how in the window it was all the toys that they were offering. And then I noticed on Christmas morning they were opening up those toys. Like it was the ones that I saw in the window. Like I noticed the Raggedy Ann dolls and I had like the big ones, not the little ones. Like I remember my aunt and uncle gave my sister and I each one of those when we were little for our birthday. And I just remember having them on my bed and I thought they were the coolest thing ever because they were almost as tall as me at the time. And then I noticed that on Christmas morning, there was the small version of the doll under the tree for the boys. So I was like, okay. And then I saw the blimp. All of that was in that store window. Remember Ralphie was walking around, the kids trying to look in the window because the gun was off to the side, the Red Ryder gun. So I found that interesting that it wasn't just like set up like you see like in the New York windows where it's all themed and it's a beautiful setting, but this actually had all the toys that I guess not students, the children would want
Right.
for Christmas.
So a flash forward
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that beforehand.
Our other films with those prominent department store windows are The Bishop's Wife and Home Alone 2, off the top of my head.
yeah.
So
makes sense.
if you're looking for that,
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, I guess that was the most efficient way to advertise the toys. You know, when I was a kid, I looked through the J.C. Penney catalog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the 1940s version
Yeah,
of
this is
that.
when people walked around and they would go to the square and just a different feel.
What about the snow?
I thought it was funny at one point. I mean, there was snow throughout the entire movie, and then it was snowing on Christmas, and they're like, wow, look at this.
And like I said, Gulf Coaster my whole life. I very rarely have seen snow. That snow at the end looked pretty fake to me. Looked pretty artificial, but I don't really know, to be honest.
I also never grew up anywhere that had snow, so I've never lived anywhere cold, so it's always a little magical to me.
Yeah, I thought when Ralphie went out to use his gun and he almost shot his eye out and he fell back. And then when he got up, he was still in his pajamas. The whole back side of him is covered in snow. And I was thinking to myself, would it really do that? Like, I didn't grow up with snow, but I mean, we've traveled
Yeah.
and
it
gone
doesn't
skiing
stick
and
that
stuff, but it
much.
doesn't really, you could tell it was a little fake sticking to his flannel pajamas that he was in.
Well, they were in Toronto, so there's some potential for the real thing.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and then I guess we have to finish our decor talk with the leg lamp.
Yes.
Man, one thing that I noticed when I was watching the whole movie this time is it's so wholesome. It really is. And as a kid, it talks about these bad things, you know? And so that lamp, I didn't know why it was so shocking, just that it was. So watching it, one thing I appreciated was that the lamp had like a quarter of a butt cheek at the top. So not too much, just enough so you know it's there.
Mm-hmm. Did it make it a little racier that it had fishnet stockings on? I don't know.
I imagine it would.
Feels like
Did in 1947.
I don't know. Maybe that was common. I don't know. I'm
True.
asking.
True.
I truly have no idea what fishnet stockings are for, other than to be racy in movies. So I don't know.
Well, and the lampshade was fringy. You know, it had
Oh,
a little
yeah.
swish to it. It was also quite tall. I mean, I'm very
It's huge.
tall. I am nearly 6 feet tall, and I think that leg was longer than mine.
Than yours. Gotcha. I just think it's funny how she despised it. Was it because it was so hideous, or it was the way he reacted about it? Or both?
He was a bit like va-va-voom about it, I feel like. So maybe she was a little prudish. But also, I would feel a little weird, even in modern day, putting that in my window, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they leave it up to the viewer to go, okay, is it the racy part, or is it's a major prize, or is it just hideous in my living room?
It really seems like something out of like Nightmare Before Christmas or something like that, or like Beetlejuice or something. Like it just looks so like, right, like it's over the top gross and also kind of racy.
It's just so odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it contrasts greatly against the rest of the film. Yeah, so there's a house in Round Rock, Texas that has the full Christmas Story theme going. And if you look it up, you can find it.
That's
And
awesome.
that lamp is definitely there.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that.
Alrighty, let's move on to the characters and actors. So clearly the lead here is Peter Billingsley. He plays Ralphie Parker, or Ralph. He was age 11 in this film, playing a 9-year-old. He was in over 120 commercials, including a prominent role as Messy Marvin for Hershey's syrup back in the day. He was on numerous TV shows, including Little House on the Prairie, Punky Brewster, Who's the Boss, and The Wonder Years. Plus, he is in Elf and Four Christmases, 2 of our other holiday film countdown movies. And he's also in that sequel that I mentioned, A Christmas Story Christmas. So he's in a total of 4 films in our countdown, and I think that's number 1. And he also went on to much success behind the scenes as a producer and technical person. So what do we think of Ralphie?
I think he's real cute. His glasses are so cute. I thought the style of acting in those more grounded moments are really interesting because it's a lot of, I suppose, face acting from him because he has these daydreams all the time. So I was watching and I was imagining what the director might be saying, like, okay, now look puzzled and now have a furrowed brow.
So much voiceover that he's like, I think his dialogue is way less than you realize.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought he was great. I think this about it. I think everybody in the movie's doing a great job and is an incredible physical actor, just like you're saying about Ralphie. I thought he was awesome.
It seemed to me also that all the adults kind of found him irritating in some way. Like his mother's screaming at him most of the time. His teacher's like, okay, Ralphie, go sit down. And I'm like, he seems pretty nice to me.
It was the sign of the times.
He was definitely not a bad kid, but you're right.
No. Right. People didn't appreciate kids as much as they do now.
Yeah.
He's seen and not
You know,
heard.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was just a sign of the times.
Well, Frank mentioned the narrator. That was Gene Shepard, the author, playing adult Ralphie.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And he's in the line waiting for Santa.
There you
Another
go.
thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's
That's
the guy
cool.
that's like, oh, I think, is like, line's back there, kid. Like it's,
I think that's him.
Yeah.
All right. Then we have Melinda Dillon playing Mrs. Parker, Mom. She was originally a stage actress and comedian. She was nominated for the 1963 Tony Award for Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. She was nominated twice for the Best Supporting Actress Oscar, 1997's Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and 1981's Absence of Malice. She was also in The Muppet Movie, Harry and the Hendersons, and The Prince of Tides. What do we think of Mom, Mrs. Parker?
You know, she won me over. It felt like in the beginning that she favored the younger brother more than Ralphie.
yeah.
But then she turned a corner with the fighting scene, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. She cooked a lot of cabbage, too. A lot of stewed cabbage, a lot of meatloaf.
Good cold weather food, very
Yeah.
affordable,
Stick to your ribs.
big pot.
There was a time when on the table they had a glass of milk, sliced pickles, and white bread. I thought she was awesome. I really loved that conversation that she and the dad had about baseball, as it is so familiar to me, where he's like, well, I traded Jumpin' Jack Frog or whatever it is. And she's like, that's great, honey. Go for it.
Yeah, I thought she did a great job of playing off all of their characters in the house. So she's living with 3 boys, so to say, her husband and 2 little boys. And I felt like she did a nice job of seeing that nurturing side, but yet she could be stern at times. And she kind of was the one that was running the house. I mean, I know he would say he was the one running the house, but really it was her. She knows what's going on. She knows where everything is and what to say at the right time.
Fragile. It must be Italian.
Well, I think that says fragile, honey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she knew how to navigate it all. And like Jamie said, she was in charge even when she let others think that they were in charge.
Yep.
That was the way to go with it.
To keep the peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if her hair, if they had like permed hair like that in the 40s, or if that was a bit of this movie that takes place in the 40s is filmed in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you're right. It definitely seemed like, look, I'm due on set at in 2 weeks. I'm not doing this again.
Right, and you've got other movies going on, so you can't just keep going back to the 40s.
Yeah.
So you stay in the 80s.
Yep.
Would you say that's the most modern thing about the film? Or should we wait for that?
One thing that I thought was really interesting was how the bully had braces.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Orthodontia in the 40s.
I know.
And it made me think, you must come from a family with a little more money.
A lot more in that time.
Yeah.
That was cutting edge.
I thought about, as a redhead who formerly had braces, I was like, this is classic Hollywood propaganda. Redheads with braces are always evil, especially in the 80s.
I love it. All right, well, let's move on to the dad, played by Darren McGavin. He was 17 years older than Melinda Dillon in this film. He has around 50 film credits, plus another 130 or so TV roles, including a run of seasons on Murphy Brown, a late 80s, early 90s sitcom, big hit show. He was in The Natural, and he played Billy Madison's father in that Adam Sandler 90s comedy classic, which I just put together as I was doing the research.
Yeah. That's why I was on Wikipedia. And I was like, who is he?
Too familiar. Yeah. What do we think of Dad in this film?
He becomes likable at the end when he's the one who gets the rifle. So that was a nice kind of tie a little bow on top of that. I think the thing with the dogs is so interesting because it doesn't seem that important until like the turkey vignette happens.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job playing this role. He seemed not connected to really anyone except for himself. I mean, he was kind of always in his own head, I think.
Or in his own newspaper?
Yeah. So, and maybe that was a sign of the times that he just kind of had his own thing and he wasn't really too much into what they were. And it's funny because he never really did anything to the boys, but they were scared to death. Dad will kill him. Dad's going to kill Ralphie, and they're so scared of when Dad comes home. But, I think it's just kind of an image. It's not, I don't think, he
Right.
wasn't like a mean dad or anything, but.
Well, you learn more about him when he wins his quote unquote major award.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's really feeling things in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Katie said, he comes around in the end, and he probably has the biggest arc in the film because everyone else is kind of going along doing their thing, right? Mm-hmm. But he kind of comes off as that cold, focused on taking care of things, the physical needs, and emotionally detached. And then he comes around. He was paying attention, even though he didn't let on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Can I say that, I think the major reason why this movie hit this time is because now, as a father of a 2-year-old, I relate to him so hard.
That's great.
I'm like, yes, I get it. You are just trying to keep the house working. Your job seems like it's really stressful.
You're both a bit cantankerous.
Yeah, both just trying to get by. You're right. He doesn't punish the kid. The mom punishes the kid, and like the kid throws the nuts everywhere, which they're never going to be found. And he's
I know.
mad that his kid used bad language instead of like destroying the car. I don't know. I'm good guy. Good guy.
Well, do we have any minor characters that step up and steal the show? Anyone in particular that you enjoyed?
Oh man, I loved Scud Farkas. I thought he was great. Scud Farkas and his toady, both.
His little
also-
crony kid.
Yeah, both incredible physical actors, and also are so much smaller. Like they're not that much bigger than the other actors, yet somehow manage to be physically intimidating and have like old man like Popeye energy.
Right.
Old man jacket, old man hat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and since I had really first seen this movie as a small child, I really thought he did have yellow eyes. They talk about the yellow eyes, and then I noticed this time, no, he doesn't have yellow eyes, because they said the other kid had green teeth, and he didn't have green teeth, so I was like, okay, that just stuck with me. That was probably a little scary as a child.
Yeah, I think he was just perceiving it that way because he thought of them as being so mean and kind of like a monster.
Right.
So interesting.
I also like the kid who got his tongue stuck to the flagpole. And as I was looking at him, I was like, I think I thought he was cute when I was little. Just something I remember looking back.
Little crush.
That was Flick, right?
I think.
Yeah.
He is in the sequel, so you can see how he grew up.
It looked like his tongue really was stuck.
I thought that too. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
And he looked genuinely upset about it. And I'm like, did they tell him that this is going to happen?
So I know how they did it.
How'd they do it?
They ran a suction hose up the pole and into a hole, so there was a little suction holding his tongue. Not cold, not ice, but suction.
That is so funny. And I think that would still be weird and
would
creepy.
still, yeah.
Creepy sensation as a child.
But would hurt less.
You know what we used to do? I just remembered this. At lunch in elementary school, you could buy ice cream for 35 cents and you could get popsicles. And we used to do that when we ate our popsicles, pretend to do this part of the movie because they would be so frozen that your tongue would stick to them for a minute.
And you could move your hand away and it would stay on there. Yep. I know that move.
Well, it definitely makes sense that there had to have been some kind of suction if it really wasn't frozen to the pole, because when he spoke, it really stayed there. Like he's talking, like trying not to bite his tongue as he's speaking. Help me, don't leave me, you know?
Yeah, it was an extended period of time
Yeah.
on camera and probably off camera that happened.
Multiple takes.
They did a good job with that because it looked real.
Any other characters? What do we think of Randy, the younger
Randy,
brother?
I was going to mention him.
Love him. He's so
It's a goofy little kid.
he barely says anything, just kind of slack jawed and wanders around and
Yeah.
hides under things, and it's just like this. He's a puppeteer now.
Oh, really? That part where he's in his little compartment under the sink, just sitting there with his milk, and his mom closes him back in, like, okay, you come out when you're ready.
Yeah.
I know. And his poor eating habits.
Yes, the piggy. Very relatable as a father of a 2-year-old.
Doesn't want to eat anything
Oh, yeah.
unless he can act like a pig.
I like the way he dealt with the bully. He just would lay there and he's like, what are they going to do? Come kick me? They're not that mean.
Play
Not
dead.
to a 5-year-old, probably.
Yeah.
Another character that I enjoyed was the teacher. In particular, the moment when she's like, she's read this amazing essay and she writes, Ralph, A+++++. And then she keeps writing pluses around the side of the wall. Like, that was one of the more absurd moments in the film, which I really like.
As a teacher, did you ever get so enamored with an essay that you had to write the student's name on the board?
You know, I wish I could say I was that passionate about writing assignments, but I'm not. The part where they played a prank on her with the false teeth, first of all, I was impressed that she had them put all those fake teeth in her hand, her bare hand. When I was teaching, I taught 8th grade. I did get pranked one time where my students wrapped my classroom in saran wrap. Like everything on my desk, every desk was wrapped in saran wrap.
Oh,
So
how funny.
I don't know if it was like in good fun or not.
How'd you take that?
They had clearly enjoyed planning it and doing it, so I was like, oh,
It's good
you
fun.
guys, what am I going to do?
Did you have a drawer with clattering teeth in it too, just like this teacher did?
I did have some stuff in a drawer. This one kid made a bow and arrow out of a rubber band and a paper clip, and I mean, you could get somebody with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We used to do that.
Shocking.
All right, well, let's move on to the scenes. So, what would you say is the most memorable or the funniest scene that you like the most?
There's so many good ones.
I know. We can say more than one.
Of course. Hey, I really liked, this is silly, but I really liked the scene where like the delivery guys or the Teamsters or whatever they are drop off the leg in the box because the dad is just so excited and they're just so grumpy. And like, I've never seen that many social interactions where people are so comfortable just being rude to each other where he's like, what's in there? He's like, I don't know. And he's like, well, what is it? He's like, what are you looking at me for? It's very, I was very impressed with that.
And it took a whole team to get that box in.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, come on. How much did that leg weigh in that balsa wood or whatever it was?
And it said this side up when they brought it in, very obviously, and then they laid it back down on its back. I also like how that delivery driver just had a cigar, like a portion of a cigar hanging out of his mouth.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, I like when he goes to open it up and there's so much stuffing in there so it won't break. And he's just throwing it out and it's going on the mom, his wife. And then there's so much and he can't figure out what's in there. He gets in the box to get it out. I'm like, okay, that's a huge box. This man's stepping in it.
Oh, boy. Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
What is it?
Well, it's a leg.
But what is it?
Yeah, well, it's a leg, you know, like in a statue.
Statue?
Yeah, statue.
Yeah, statue. Ralphie?
Holy smoke, do you know what this is? This is a lamp.
It was indeed a lamp.
Right? What a great lamp.
No.
Yeah, I like the tire changing scene. Just the whole nature of time me. And then they go out there. He's got a good plan for Ralphie to hold the hubcap with the nuts in it. And I know Frank mentioned Ralphie's fault in there, but I will give Dad some fault because there was a flick involved. And it was a shared effort.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
I also like when they're running out to go get the Christmas tree and the mom says, oh, wait a minute, I forgot something. And she goes back in and she turns off the lamp because she didn't want it to show in the house. But she just really wanted to save electricity.
Yeah, and all the
And
other
all
lights.
the other
and
Christmas lights were on.
Yeah, so the whole house was lit up except for there.
I think one part that's really sweet is when Ralphie receives his decoder pin and he's listening to the radio and he's just so eager to figure out what the message is. And then it's Ovaltine, drink your Ovaltine.
From Little Orphan Annie.
He's like, what? It's an advertisement? He was so upset with that. Thought it was going to be something like life-altering, I think.
Yeah, he
the
was
message.
doing like a mission
Right.
for
For
Little Orphan Annie.
Super spy.
And I'll also mention the Santa scene because it really made an impression with my son.
Oh, really?
When he saw it as a kid, I saw his eyes, probably around 5 years old, watching this film. And I said, hey, look, he got to see Santa. And he's like kind of shaking his head. And I'm like, don't you like Santa? And he's like, I don't like that Santa. So he had already differentiated between the different Santas at that point.
I did like that. And the Ovaltine scene, the ending is the little brother comes in and opens up the toilet, and then the scene wipes to
Yes.
the stewing of the cabbage.
Yes.
That's incredible.
She
It's
opens
so
the lid.
Yeah, it's
right?
genius.
Like, I know. It was like the lid of the toilet became the lid of the pot.
Yeah.
Oh, with the dinner in it.
Good job, Bob Clark.
I know. That was awesome.
I mean, of course, this is a guy who made Porky's. What do you expect?
Right.
I know, right? Oh, I like that. I mean, the punishment was the soap in the mouth. I mean, that's so old-fashioned, right? In fact, there's this book. and I believe it's this one. It's because there's a few of them. It's called No David. And like David does everything and he gets in trouble and they're always like, no, David, no. And he says a bad word. And so the illustration is of David with soap in his mouth. And the words to the bottom of the page says, but Dad says it. You don't know what David said. You don't know what he said. But that's all you see is him with soap. And it's so funny because when I speak to first graders about this, they don't understand the soap in the mouth because it's such an old-timey thing. Like you would
We don't
never
have bar soap as much anymore
No,
either.
we don't even have bar soap. It's so funny. And so I remember this past year, I was trying to explain it to them why. And because he said a bad word, and so she put soap in his mouth, and they don't really understand like the irony of it, like cleaning your language up, cleaning your mouth out with soap. And they're just staring at me like, okay, that's really weird, and you're making it weirder. I'm like, okay, turn the page, we'll move on. It's so funny, though.
And I like how everyone else acknowledges how Ralphie learned the words, except for the mother.
Right.
But deep down inside, she knows too.
Yeah.
Another scene that I liked kind of illustrated Ralphie's rich imagination when he's daydreaming about the air rifle and the bad guys come and they're wearing that very classic bad guy costume of the black and white striped shirt and the masks, and then he shoots them all in the butt when he's wearing his like fringed
He's got the Roy
sparkly
Rogers on.
Yeah, it's cute how much they show his imagination. They show the stories that he's thinking about. And it's just cute to see what's going through his head. Like Katie mentioned earlier about the teacher putting his name on the board because it was such a great paper that he had written. And he's imagining that. And then at that time, the teacher like looks very fancy, had the hat on and just, kind of dolled up, so to say. But then when he gets the C minus, it was a C minus, right? When he looks at the C minus, she turns into the Wicked Witch. I mean, like what?
It was a C plus.
C plus, okay, sorry.
Still a C.
So when she gets the C, when he sees the C plus, I mean, that he focuses on and she's the Wicked Witch.
I didn't understand why she had such a fancy hat and dress on at
didn't
that
either.
point. Every other kind of fantasy moment made sense to me, and I was like, not sure about that one.
Maybe he just thought she would look really pretty that way,
I thought it might
Maybe,
be
I don't
something like
know.
that, or
I
like
don't-
glamorous or something. But there was also something about her, and maybe this is completely unrelatable. Did anybody else read Silas Marner in high school?
I heard you chuckle when she said that, and I've never heard of that book before.
No, yeah.
By George Eliot, about like greed and how it can destroy you.
Okay.
And it's like,
Well,
it
think
seems
of
incredibly
Ralphie.
advanced.
Ralphie may be a little greedy.
Oh yeah, totally. No, I mean, I think it plays in. Honestly, I was really impressed, but I was like, am I stupid that I read this in high school and these kids are reading it young?
All right, let's move on to quotable lines. Does anyone have any here they'd like to bring back?
Well, Major Award is one that I think is very funny, because what's the difference between a major award and a minor award? That's what I want to know.
The size of the box.
Yeah.
How
that
many
makes
people
sense.
it takes to bring it in.
Hey, Mark, what is that? Don't bother me now, sweet. Can't see I'm busy. Yeah, but what is that? It's a major award. A major award? Shucks, I wouldn't have known, Dad. It looks like a lamp. But it's a lamp, you nincompoop. But it's a major award. I won it. Damn, hell, you say you won it? Yeah, mind power, sweet, mind power.
The entire neighborhood was turned on.
I like when the narrator is saying over Ralphie that because they had just unboxed the leg lamp and then his radio show is coming on. So he runs over there and the narrator says, only one thing could get me away from that gleaming sex in the window.
Yeah.
And it was his radio show, I was just like, wait, what? So funny.
Another voiceover line from Ralphie that I liked was about the bully. He said, yellow eyes, so help me God, yellow eyes.
That was dramatic, huh?
Yeah.
Or he was talking about the dad, and he said, some are Catholic, some are Baptist, and my father is an Oldsmobile man. So he said.
Yeah. Completely relatable as a Toyota person.
I was like, okay.
I have a couple. One is Mom telling Randy, you can put your arms down when you get to school.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
basically hustle up
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
shorten the walk.
Yeah, right.
And then the one toward the end when Ralphie has on the bunny suit from Aunt Clara and he's ready to take it off. And I like how the dad tells the mom, tell a kid he can take it off. The kid is standing right there. He can't just say, take it off.
Right. Yeah.
That always struck me from this film over the years.
Another thing the dad said that I'm looking back at my notes and I think is hilarious is when the lamp gets broken, he says to his wife, you were always jealous of this lamp.
That was what I was thinking too. And she breaks down and is like, it's an ugly lamp, like a full-on play moment.
Frank puts things in our front window too, but it's just an Astros flag
Yeah.
when the Astros
Oh.
win.
Okay.
That is awesome. Well, that's very frequent.
Yeah, he will dutifully take it down when it has not earned its right to be there.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Well, we got to bring up I double dog dare you.
Oh, yes. All those dares.
Oh, yeah.
Hornadaires, yeah.
All right. Well, we want to move on to the moral of the story. What would you say it is, Katie?
The moral of the story. I got to think about that for a minute.
I can tell you what
Go
I
for it,
think.
Frank.
Yeah. So I think that the moral of the story is like, if you want something, you have to organize to get it. He does such a good job of being like, I want to convince my mom to get this BB gun. So he puts the thing in the magazine. He plants evidence in conversations. He tries to write a persuasive op-ed. I'm just like, this is how you get people to change their minds. And like, it's very impressive. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I think the moral of the story could be that your family, at the end of the movie, they're sharing this meal together and they're all having a nice time together. And despite any sort of issues with parents or issues with each other, the holiday is about being together. And, the dinner got ruined, but they're still going to be together. They're going to have the meal. And, it's a happy ending. He got what he wanted and he didn't expect to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. There's a little bit of tension in the house, but when the holiday comes, we're in for the holiday and it's family time.
Yeah.
And everyone's getting along and smiling and they all enjoyed it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Also, back to Frank's point, it's a lesson in persistence
Yeah.
and just don't give up. You never know. Just when you think it's not going to happen, boom, there it is behind the desk in the corner. All right, hot takes. Do we have any hot takes here?
All right. Well, this is a hot take. It was about the mom. I actually thought at first the mom played more partial to Ralphie. And why I thought that was she's making Randy wear this horrible snowsuit and he can't even speak, wrapped up in the scarf. He can't put his arms down. And she's like, well, you can put them down when you get to school. But then Ralphie's just wearing a normal jacket, mittens. I'm like, well, why aren't you making him wear all of that? That's just my hot take. Playing favorites.
I kind of picked up on that too. Yeah. I said this before, so it depends on where you want to put it. But my hot take is the orthodontia on the bully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had to come from some money to
Yeah.
do that.
Oh, big time.
And a couple other kind of like anachronistic things I saw, this is my hot take, was the bunny suit had googly eyes on it. And I thought to myself, did they have googly eyes in the 1940s? They also said in the voiceover that they were blue buttons.
Oh.
So I thought that must have been some sort of lapse in communication because that seems pretty obvious. And the suit also had a zipper on it, and I feel like everything else had buttons.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to fault the movie on those little things. But
Well, the googly eyes were plastic and the fake teeth were plastic. And I just don't know how much plastic we were passing out back in 1948 or whatever this would
Right.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of 80s plastic probably in that film.
Yeah.
I have a couple. I'm going to say that dad relishes any kind of mechanical failure in his house. He gets excited about the furnace. He loves the flat tire. And even going out to change the fuse got him excited.
Right, he gets to be the hero.
Oh, I have the quote for that. It says, "The old man can change a fuse faster than a jackrabbit on a date."
That's a little racy there. All right. And then my other hot take is that if we had more mean Santas, it would be a lot quicker to get through that line.
That's true.
Because that line moved fast.
It did move fast. Yeah.
And they weren't really taking pictures either, so that probably helped too.
There are a lot of movies that have mean or disgruntled, probably improvisers trying to make a living.
Yeah. Mall
Elves and Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this one had a couple of helpers who would like move the kid in and move the kid out really quickly.
Man, that just wouldn't happen today if you pick up a kid around the waist and just throw him on some man's lap. No, that just wouldn't happen.
Or push him down the slide the way they
Kick
do.
him in the
Kick
face.
him. I mean, Santa's boot went on his forehead to make him slide down.
It would go viral now.
Oh, yeah,
That Santa missed his cigarette break.
definitely.
My hot take, and this is what I thought when I first saw it, was that every scene with a mouth in this movie is disgusting. It's so much like putting food smeared all over yourself, like bleeding tongues. It's just is
You're
so
right.
gross.
I noticed that too. It started with the younger brother Randy and the oatmeal that he's all kind of spitting out of his mouth, and then the piggy eating and the tongue. Yeah, you're totally right.
And then the beat down
Yes.
with the braces.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So there's a little bit of oral fixation maybe.
Perhaps.
And my other hot take is that, there's some parts of this movie that haven't aged super well.
There
Where
are a couple things.
a couple of racist, maybe taking shots at the blind for no reason. But, it's also 1983. I'm understanding.
Right.
1983 playing 1948.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Like the real 1940s were way worse.
They spent a lot of time on that restaurant in the chop suey. That scene in the chop suey restaurant.
They put it in the trailer too. Yeah.
They did. All right, we'll move on to the parent guide. It is PG. Do you feel like that's appropriate?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I can't think of really anything. They allude to things that are maybe.
The parents sleep in two separate beds. That was something that I noticed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
That's pushing G.
honestly, yeah. Like if it hadn't been for the word, I guess, sex.
Yeah, and maybe the shooting. There are
Yeah,
a
I
couple
guess it's-
times the gun is shot. But yeah,
It's
easily
straight up
PG.
PG.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not pushing it.
I agree.
All right, the soundtrack. So we have plenty of orchestral background music with lots of little mini sound effects interwoven there. And then we had Jingle Bells and Santa Claus is Coming to Town, both sung by Bing Crosby and the Andrews Sisters. That was during the present opening scene. And then we have Silent Night when it snows at the end and they're looking out the window at how beautiful the Christmas was and the trees in the foreground. And finally, we have We Wish You a Merry Christmas with the closing credits. But not a lot of heavy music in this film, very background, not really vocally pivotal to any of the moments, just enough to set the mood.
I would agree. When you brought this up, I thought, oh, I wasn't paying attention to that part. But there's not a lot to comment on. But as far as the sound effects, I remember the part when he was about to step on the glasses. I remembered, oh, that sound is such a good sound. And then he did it, and it was a good sound.
Yeah. That's very true.
All right, y'all like the music? Any comments on the music, Jamie?
I mean, no, it really is kind of in the background. It doesn't really stand out, I think, because when I think of Christmas songs, I kind of think of joy and fun, and it just really wasn't what this was about too much. I mean, it was kind of dark and cold and kind of hard times. So,
Simplistic,
yeah.
subdued.
So the music didn't really stand out too much to me.
Right. Okay.
The choir stuff always gets me. I always am a sucker for people just standing around singing. But yeah, that was the only time that it really stuck out to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move on to rating it. So, Katie, how are you going to rate this movie? 1 to 5, and decimals are fine. And on Letterboxd, it's a 3.6.
I'm going to give it a 3.5. It's medium, but it's always on TV, during Christmas. You can have it on in the background. Everyone will be excited to see it. They'll be like, oh, that movie. It's like the background music of Christmas.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. And Frank, where are you going to go on this film?
Oh man, I was blown away by how good everybody was in the movie, how secretly funny it is. I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay.
I thought it was great.
The acting is really good.
They're so good.
I was not familiar with the length and depth of careers that most of these people had.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I'm going to have to agree with Frank. I'm giving it a 4. I think it's really good. I think, I laugh a lot in it. I feel sad at certain times in it. So I think it brings a lot of feelings out. And I think it's very well made. And the acting is very good as well. So a 4 I stand on.
Okay. And I'm going to go even higher. I'm going 4.6.
All right.
This one is so well made. It holds up well. It's got so many classic elements. It propelled us into our next wave of holiday films in the 80s. And everyone knows it. It's there. It's just part of the world we're in. And I enjoy it. It moves along well enough. It's got a little lull here and there, but it's got to set in those times. And I like the way the serious and the comedic are interspersed. And so I'm going 4.6.
Solid.
All right, Katie. So would you recommend this film? And if you would, to whom would you recommend it?
Absolutely. I feel like it's a classic American Christmas movie. Who would I recommend it to? I feel like every kid, it's just in the canon of movies that you see. Every kid needs to see that movie. They need to see Home Alone. It's just a classic.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank, would you recommend it? And if so, to whom?
Yeah, great question. I would recommend it. Who would I recommend it to? Probably my mom, to be honest. My mom, doesn't have a whole lot of pop culture references and doesn't have a whole lot of time for them. And I think she would really, really like this. And she's also foreign. It would really help her connect, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like a touchstone on
Middle America.
This is what Americans think of as Christmas.
Where what we have now came from.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Very good. Okay. And yes, I would recommend it to, really anyone who's looking for a Christmas movie that they can watch with their whole family. They could watch this. I agree with Katie. It's kind of like the background noise of Christmas just being on in our house that I remember it.
Okay.
So any family, it's a good family film.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I would say also that everyone can watch it and everyone's getting a different meaning from it based upon your maturity or age level. And I realize that for some it's going to be slow and almost black and whitish. And that's okay because maybe you'll come back at some other point in your life and see something in it. So I'm glad it's out there.
True. Katie, what is your favorite holiday film?
My favorite holiday film. Oh, goodness. I'm going to have to think about this one for a minute.
It's a big question.
Are we talking any holiday or are we talking Christmas?
Any holiday between November 1st and January 1st.
Well, this is not a good answer, so you can cut this, but Frank knows this about me. I don't really have favorites.
It's true. It's incredibly frustrating character.
Favorite color, I like all colors.
It's true.
I like all movies, but I'm going to think about it. I do like the Charlie Brown movies. I feel like I associate that with the holidays too. Mm-hmm. The music, and I just really like the Peanuts. They're real cute.
Yeah.
We've had that one before.
Yeah.
It's good. And Frank, what is your favorite holiday film?
I really like The Santa Claus. That was my Christmas movie growing up with Tim Allen. Mm-hmm. A lot of lawyering, divorced parents, etc. And also like Nightmare Before Christmas. I think I must have just been like a kid that's like, what's the secret behind Christmas?
You know what? I take it back. My favorite holiday movie is Home Alone.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really think of it as a holiday movie watching it because I just liked the pranks and the beating up the bullies. But yeah, I like that one a lot.
Can't go wrong there.
Yeah.
Still to come in our countdown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's got to be way up at the top.
And we did The Santa Claus a few weeks ago,
Nice.
and The Nightmare Before Christmas a few weeks before that.
Classic. Yeah.
But both top 15.
Nice.
Yeah, very
My
good.
guys.
Frank, is there anything you'd like to promote?
Oh, man. I guess I should promote my weekly improv show at Fallout Theater. It's called F This Week, but the F word is spelled out. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it, but it's every Monday at 8 o'clock at Fallout Theater in Austin, Texas.
Okay. We know the Fallout Theater very well.
Yeah, very cool. All right. Thank you for joining this discussion of our 5th ranked film, A Christmas Story. Please like, follow, and comment on this podcast.
Yes, please share and spread the word about Holiday Film Countdown. Thank you, Katie and Frank, for joining us. And thanks to all our listeners. Next week, we're moving on to our 4th ranked holiday film, which will take us to Chicago.